Alright, I've been testing some new builds and found one that might actually be really viable. It involves using Infectious Fright, Barbecue and Chili, Corrupt Intervention, and Knockout. In case if you don't know what the perks do, Infectious Fright causes all survivors in your tier radius to scream when you down a survivor. Barbecue and Chili reveals the auras of all the survivors 40 meters away when you hook a survivor. Corrupt Intervention blocks the 3 furthest gens furthest from you for 2 minutes at the start of a trial, and Knockout prevents the auras of downed survivors from being seen by other survivors at a certain distance. Infectious Fright is actually a really strong perk to use on Ghostface because it lets you down and hook people and prevents people nearby from getting a save when you don't expect it. You might think it's not effective because it doesn't work when you're cloaked, but you can still make great use of it when you're not. One of the biggest ways to lose pressure as Ghostie is allowing people to get unhooked behind your back, which prevents would-be rescuers from coming into a bad position where you can surprise them. You shouldn't always go after the people who scream because of the perk, but at least you know they're there so they can't come for the unhook. Finally, ensuring that no one goes for a premature unhook allows you to do advanced tactics like bait stocks and win the game in a single moment. Bait stalking involves marking a would-be rescuer in order to draw out another person, the real target, preferably one who's dead on hook. Next, Barbecue and Chili basically does the opposite of Infectious Fright. See everyone who's far away, so you know who might be coming for the save and who's going to be staying and repairing gens, allowing you to plan your next move. There's an 8-meter ring where neither Barbecue nor Infectious will trigger, so be mindful of that as well. Corrupt Intervention is probably the best gen control perk to use on him because it ensures survivors will be running towards you rather than you having to skirt around the edge of the map to surprise survivors. Knockout actually goes really well with Infectious Fright as it helps you decide whether or not to slug. If there's no one else nearby and your power is fully charged, one thing you can do is leave the survivor slugged and go after someone else, especially if the new target is dead on hook. It can even sometimes force survivors to use their Unbreakable early on, one of the most effective perks against this killer. But you should still be careful with how often you slug. Never slug if you don't see anyone else nearby or if your power isn't almost fully charged. However, if you know you're against a 4-man group, you should probably switch out Knockout for Pop Goes the Weasel, because Knockout is obviously not going to be very effective. But for the build to work, you must have a very distinct playstyle. At the start of the match, try to stock at least 2 people to 99% before committing to a down. But if you can't find multiple people, then don't waste time and just go for the person you've already stocked. Try and focus on 3 survivors rather than all 4, and prioritize people who are dead on hook. I know I'm not really doing that here, but if you see 2 survivors, preferably go for the one that you've already hooked, as long as they don't have Decisive Strike. This is one way Knockout comes in handy, because if you down a person you don't really need to hook yet, you can just slug them and sneak off to kill the person who's dead on hook. A big advantage of being a stealth killer is the ability to choose your own targets, so be sure to make use of this, and try not to spread hooks among all 4 survivors. Here, I don't mark everyone, because I know I can't get them all at the same time. So I try to be patient and go for one who might be going for the rescue. I break myself out of stealth here, because I know I can get her anyway, and it'll help my power recharge a bit faster. And there's 2 people 99, so even though my power isn't fully recharged, I still slug and go for the rescuer. It might seem like I'm tunneling here, but I really don't want to hit the 99 survivors yet. I whiff the hit again in order to potentially trigger infectious, as well as recharge my power a bit faster. Here, I had a feeling someone would be nearby, and sure enough, it was the Kate with the flashlight. That's one thing I forgot to mention. In the pre-game lobby, pay attention to the items the survivors are bringing. If you see flashlights, expect people to be coming for the save. However, if you see medkits, try to either commit to the person and down them or stock them to 99%. Don't just hit someone with a medkit and leave them, because they'll heal up really quickly. So I stalk the person to 99, and knowing that she can't finish the gen anytime soon, I try to find other people to stalk. However, no one has seemed to touch a gen yet, so I go back to her and make sure to secure the down. I don't really need to commit to her right now because I know someone else will be coming for the hook save, so I go into stealth and be sure to stalk this Dwight for an easy down. Here I decided to slug since my power was fully recharged and I thought I could get another easy down. It's not something you have to do, you still could have hooked one of those survivors and gotten away with it. They picked each other up with Unbreakable, and it was really handy to get that out of the way this early in the game. I'd be sure to get a nice double stock here. I thought someone would come for the save from this direction, and I had two people at 99%, so I knew I could sit here and get an easy down. I honestly probably should have hooked him here, but it didn't matter to me either way, as there's still 5 gens left. I don't want to possibly get hit with Decisive, so I wait for my power to come back before going after the Dwight who I saw with Barbecue. So I hope you enjoyed. I just really like this build because it feels really true to the movie, and the level of uncertainty that survivors get when playing against this build is pretty neat. Well, anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you in the next one.